I do believe that we have been able to harness the benefits of the move to a single Equality Commission 10 years ago. The move has allowed us internally to mainstream equality and to maximise opportunities with stakeholders to make changes and to learn lessons from one area of equality work to the advantage of another.
Right around the world, people are looking at the Equality Commission and looking at how we've tackled these challenges in Northern Ireland and how we've improved the situation significantly. And that, I think, is to the credit of the Equality Commission. And its standing, whether it be with the European Commission or, as I say, elsewhere in the world, is very high.
In the workplace, the Equality Commission raises awareness about equality of opportunity and the need for cultural diversity. The Southern Health and Social Care Trust provides an example of how Section 75 legislation works in practice for public authorities who are required to promote equality of opportunity across all equality grounds.
There's a very dynamic and fluid legislative framework that governs much of our activities, both as an employer, a huge employer, and a service provider. So we need to pay cognizance to that legislation in terms of how we recruit, how we treat staff within our employment, and how we provide services to a rapidly changing population profile.
Welcome to the Big Word On-Call Language Service.
We have seen significant inward migration into the Southern Health area, mostly migrant workers coming from the A8 accession states. That would be mostly the Eastern European countries. And that places significant demands on our frontline services in terms of interpreting requests. So we are providing a very comprehensive range of interpreting services to frontline users. Leading on from that, we produced a welcome pack to Craigavon, and from that then we produced a multicultural handbook for our staff.
Discrimination can take many forms. For instance, it's unlawful to treat someone less favourably because of their sexual orientation.
We worked with the Equality Commission on their promotion campaign to promote the new rights protected by the Goods, Facilities and Services legislation. We were delighted that the Commission took on board the need to promote visibility of women in their materials, and we thought that was a very, very good starting point in terms of getting the information out there so that people out in the community are aware of their rights and might consider in future to take a case. And certainly Lassie would be one of those organisations that they can come to for advice and support in order to go to the Commission and potentially take a case.
The Equality Commission has been instrumental in ensuring that Section 75 is adhered to, that it is observed, that those such as our community who are vulnerable in lots of ways, particularly with homophobia, and societal attitude, are protected.
Gaelic football, soccer,
tennis,
hockey, football, golf, rugby.
Another campaign backed by the Equality Commission is designed to promote social inclusion and cultural diversity through sport.
I think the Equality Commission is on the right track of making this place a very, very good place to live. And, you know, and all over the world it needs to be challenged. You know, racism and sectarianism, it also needs to be challenged. And here, as you say, we have to put our weight behind every bit of it to make it a better place for the children coming up behind us.
The building of a shared future is absolutely vital, where people begin to understand the interdependency of relationships that make society function properly. And we allowed it to break down by those who promoted division coming to the fore, by just alienating people, by exclusive concepts of Irishness and Britishness. And so the challenge is to create something different for the future. And that is inclusive Irishness, inclusive Britishness, and a society that genuinely enjoys its very diversity.
Sport is a great connector, and the more we realise that, and maybe the more we catch ourselves on, so to speak, as we say in this part of the country, and be aware that every individual is to be respected. Everyone's got a unique outlook on life, and we ought to afford them that courtesy.
The Equality Commission doing this is absolutely a key to the future, because I live in a community, come from a community that does not talk about equality, doesn't understand equality. I think equality is something that the other side has. What we want to do, and I've spoken to the Equality Commission, is I want to be able to have all our young people talking about equality and understand what it is in everyday life. so we become guardians of each other's rights, and that's the way forward.
Reaching out to the younger generation through education is one of the Equality Commission's main goals.
I grew up through 30 years of violence within Northern Ireland. The children that we have in our school don't have that experience. It's totally alien to them, and I want the children within Knocklochram and our whole community to grow up not having those fears. So I think it's vitally important that we promote what the Equality Commission are trying to do.
What are the troubles to me? All they've been is what we've read in history. But yesterday on the news said a man was shot, and everyone's been saying the same thing. How do these families feel? Left with nothing but misery.
We heard in the news about the 2 soldiers were shot and then a policeman was shot. The kids just started talking about it, and they were, a bit scared and a bit confused, because to them anything that had happened before about the Troubles was all, it was history. It wasn't anything that they knew or understood. So they were asking me a lot of questions about it, and they were a wee bit scared, and so that sort of sparked off the whole, well, let's write a song about it.